Hey, what's up with it once again, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls, otakus and modes, Nintendo Swing Freaks, one I love here, aka MannyTendoWolverine, guys, wrestling journalists, resources, channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, BShoot, Brighteon, Rumble, Minds, Odyssey, any other social media platforms that you guys can obviously think of. Anyways, this is the first video you guys saw. I'm not sure if it was a couple hours ago or a day ago, depends on when I upload this video. I originally was going to put these other three, because I did talk about, the Summer Game Fest thing that was going to be coming up with hosting not just Jeff Keighley, but this other dude used to be in Jurassic Park back in the day before Jurassic World. I think he was in the Lord of the Flies movie too. I'm not sure. Jeff Goldblum, I think that's what his name was. Man, he just does a bunch of commercials and shit like that. But other than that, yeah, I guess we're gonna start with Pokemon this time. So I'll leave the link. It's kind of like a part one of this video, so it's part two of the video because I was originally going to talk about all four of these articles. In the first part of the video that I talked about, oh, they're hosting E3 2021 virtually again, so there's that. Yeah, probably next year, 2022, is probably going to have a full audience of people again when the people start getting scared about the Rona, aka the pandemic scandemic pre-partialized shutdown of the U.S. economy and the border. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that, obviously, because you already know I'm a truther. Even you call me conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat, or all the hell you want. I don't care. This shit I believe in almost 100% to a certain extent. Except for the whole flat earth shit, I don't believe in that. My personal opinion, that part's probably fake, or about the Mandela effect and all that crap, whatever. And there's a lot of different rabbit holes that are different. But anyways, let's get it started. As you can tell, I'm playing some Pokemon music. This one says, this is the second part I was supposed to talk about in the other video the other day, or a couple hours ago, depends when you guys watch this. This comes from Stephanie Miner. Like I said before, it's this quote, says, it's from the gamer, by the way, so it says, I can't decide if the new Twisted Pokemon knockoff is hilarious or terrible. Palworld is a twist between Pokemon and Never Expect. Like I said before, I think it was either Yang Ye or Omi. The kid that do this from Late Omi. I think one of these two. I think they did a reaction video too, because there was actually a 2-minute trailer for this thing, by the way, which I didn't know about until yesterday. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing on this. This is going to be way too long, so when I watched the trailer myself, I decided not to do a reaction because kind of how Nintendo is, because I'm not sure if it's going to pass like Temtem did. Some of the stuff looked funny. It looks like a mix between the old school Hello Kitty thing. You mix that up with Animal Planet, Yokai Watch, and Animal Planet, Animal Crossing. That's what I meant to say. That, and you mix it with Yokai Watch, you mix it with other stuff like, I don't know, Stardew Valley. And then you mix it up with your typical generic shit like Pokemon series and then Digimon. You mix that up a little bit with Yu-Gi-Oh, etc. Pretty much MMORPGs, any style you can even think of. That's kind of like what it blends into. You get this, the Palworld. So it says, have you ever experienced something and had no idea if the appropriate reaction was to burst out laughing and crying for a month? If so, Saul sums up to response of me seeing the trailer for Palworld. The new open trailer world survival game is being released by Pocket Pair. I've never heard of this company before, studios. So it says, I've watched the trailer below about 10 times now, and I still have no idea what to make of it. I don't blame him. So it says, if you haven't seen the trailer, it basically looks like a Pokemon game meets Breath of the Wild. That is until, a little bit of Breath of the Wild, not that much. Well, let's move on. That is until you get the part where the firearms are involved. As a brief overview, the Pokemon-like creatures in this game are called pals. Oh, so not like Temtems, so it's a little bit different now. Oh, excuse me. Let's move on. You can have them garden with you, work construction, and aid you in battles. Though in this game, aiding in battle can mean used as a meat shield and then tossed to the side. The scene includes what to look like as little Pichus in a factory crying while they're crafting firearms. This almost gave me a heart attack. Also goes on to say, Palworld involves some, I can read this, and Palworld involves some of the typical survival gaming traps, such as dealing with food shortages and harsh weather conditions. What seemingly is distinguished to as a game, however, is a part of where you can eat your beloved pals as a survivor, shoot out endanger pals for sport. So it says, though it is illegal, you must try not to get caught. While in this jarring image, it is not so far off to how I'd imagine like Pokemon was reality. Interestingly enough, I've written about it, what it looked like before, what this game would look like, and this is a new game that doesn't seem to be straying all that far from my predictions. On the other hand, incredibly interestingly enough, had to experience a game that shows us how things would actually go down in Pokemon, or the equivalent was real life. Many humans are cruel and selfish, and it doesn't surprise me to see those aspects shine through more realistic Pokemons in the games. Exploring this could be a dark yet fascinating dive into the human nature. Of course it would. I'm not surprised about that at all. It also goes on to say, okay, you guys can read the rest of it after this one, so it also goes on to say, I am quite curious though, if the players will decide to go, what type of person would want to play. Okay, yeah, what type of person they want it to be. While the violence against the pals in this game horrifies me a bit, it will still be an enjoyable game. If I can play a character that works in to save the pals and miss that there is harshly reality. I mean, it says that we can eat them to survive, but I already know that I'll be the one letting myself starve before that happens. But allowing the room to roleplay as whatever type of character you want to make me, you want to be. I don't even know how to even say that. We want to be the character you want to be would make me much less anxious to give it a chance. There we go. Thanks for all thoughts, and here's a little clip of the freaking game here. It's from News Brazzers. I don't even know, News Brazzers. Anyways, yeah, overall thoughts and things. I saw like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the clip. It's not that great. Because it's kind of a mix between, like I said before, like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Apex Legends, Digimon, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley. If all that shit had that. Mix of the JRPG, MMORPG, a little bit of Genshin Impact, Apex Legends, and with the Temtem and Pokemon all together, it's like you blend it all into one. You get this knockoff reaction. I can't believe it's called Palworld, but I'm gonna do a funnier, crazier thing here. Any people that are really, really big into Among Us are probably really, really gonna like this one. I don't know if you maybe heard of it or not, because I heard this 4 days ago, but we'll talk about it now. So, let's keep it moving. So it says, very sus chicken, of course, sus. Shaped like Among Us, crewmate sells for almost $100,000. Pretty freaking crazy shit, to be honest. So this comes from Jay Peters from The Verge. The third one's going to be a little bit sad and degrading, so I'm not going to try to cry because it has like late 90s, early mid 2000s nostalgia. He's on All That Show, Amanda Bynes, Drake and Josh. As you can see it there, it's going to be a little bit sadder, so I'm trying to get some good news before I do the bad. So it says, after an intense days-long bidding war, seeing McDonald's chicken nugget is shaped like one of the Among Us crewmates. And I said this a little bit, I was going to do about when I did the Jeff Goldblum hosting 2021's E3 virtual awards or whatever, or hosting awards. I really wanted to talk about it, but I know my fucking video screwed up, but let's move on. I'm talking about it now. The Among Us crewmates have just sold for an eye-watering almost $100,000 on eBay. So it says the little nuggets start off from humble beginnings, listing respectable 99 cents on May 28th. I'd pay that much for it, maybe even $5. And for a little, there were no bids. And then 2 days after it was first listed, somebody placed, at the time, astonishingly high as $14,869.69 for the first bid on a nugget. And things just escalated from there. I recommend you score in the big bid history. It's wild. I still can't believe it. Like I said before in the first part of the video, the world's burning hell in a handbasket. Humanity keeps getting stupider and more idiotic. Buying useless shit like that. Are you kidding me, bro? I thought it was a late April Fool's prank, like I said in the first part of the video, but it's real. Also goes on to say, one factor that may have driven up the price is that the nugget apparently came from a BTS meal. Yes, at the huge K-pop group, maybe BTS nuggets taste better? Oh, and if you're wondering, should the buyer choose to eat the nugget, it might be safe. Excuse me. Might be safe. The seller said that they would freeze and air seal the nugget that will be delivered prior to the expiration. If I were the buyer, though, I'd use some caution. The seller said that this food product is an average expiration of about 14 days, but I'm also not sure where they're getting their information, unquote. But if the buyer wants to dip the nuggets in Szechuan, I think Szechuan sauce, it's like some more South Korean, Japanese sauce, I don't know. Let's move on. They'll have to ask for that. I have Szechuan sauce at the buyer's sick request, and will ship me with some of that with the nuggets, unquote. The seller said harshly, let's just hope the nuggets isn't a red imposter. Yeah, so about thoughts, it's pretty wild shit there. They really sold this for almost $100,000+. I don't know why they did it, but they did it. So, unfortunately, third news. I was going to read this one about Twitch celebrating LGBTQIA stuff, and yeah, I might get to this one eventually, maybe in a separate video, but it's pretty sad. And there's some people, even in the LGBTQIA and non-binary and other communities, they were getting pissed off about this because they were catering to doing all this politics shit. And I don't blame some of them in that group. They're getting real upset that people are being treated as the victim all the time, just like, fortunately, African Americans are, sadly. And now it's Asians now, but let's move on. This one burned me up a little bit. It kicked me in the nuts, steel toe boot real badly because I didn't want to believe it, man. I really didn't, bro. I mean, I didn't care if it was all these YouTube celebrities and TikTok celebrities since I didn't grow up with those. I was already in my late 20s, early 30s. And those fools are getting famous. I think rat's ass about them, like a James Charles fool, or I think Tony Lopez, Addison Rae, all these other younger kids that are getting big for these sensualized allegations. They get screwed over, but this one hurt because I actually grew up watching this dude back in the day, man. It's honestly, it's a tearjerker. It really is, even though I didn't know the dude personally. But this is Drake Bell, the dude that was in Drake and Josh and Man the Bind Show and all that when I was a 90s, early 2000s kid. This dude was funny as shit, man. It hurts to see it. I hate to see it, really do. He's been charged with child endangerment after an alleged inappropriate conduct with a minor, unfortunately. This comes from Tatiana Terriana. I was going to read it from here, from Blue Mountain Eagle, but you guys can read that on your own. I'll leave the link down below. It says, Drake Bell is facing criminal charges for an attempted endangering kids by hopefully I'm saying this right, disamethylating matter harmful for juvies. The former Nickelodeon star was charged with Chattahoochee County, Ohio, after allegedly sending bad, evil, messed up, pedo explicit messages to a 15-year-old girl. Oh my god. This is so much depression to see this shit, man. It really is. This is more like internet nostalgia news right now. So, this has nothing to do with video games or anime, but let's move on. Before meeting her at the Cleveland concert in 2017, this was almost 4 years ago, and it gets brought up now. Wow. We also engaged in unfortunate behavior as reported to Fox 8. According to the teen, she and Bell had a relationship for several years. Wow. And they didn't say nothing about it. That's insane. And allegedly messaging her, it's even worse, that was the case. For several months before they even met in person, she filed a police report against Bell in October 2018. Bell pleaded not guilty. Not surprised. This isn't the only time Drake Bell has misconduct over allegations. Variety reported Bell's former girlfriend, Melissa Lingafeld, hopefully I said that right, allegedly said that Drake and Josh Star had verbally and physically abused her. Wow, that's bad. Throughout the relationship, she and the alleged, hopefully I'm saying it right there, the relationship began when she was a kid. That's real bad. So it says, quote, when I started dating Drake, I was 16. I was homeschooled, and I moved in with him. I was singing. It wasn't about until a year when the verbal abuse started, and that's when I said verbal abuse. Imagine the worst type of verbal abuse that you could ever imagine. And that said that was what I got, unquote. This then turned to physical hitting, throwing, everything. My God, this is like Amber Heard, Johnny Depp 2.0. With Drake, though, man. Drake Bell, dude. She said in the video, Langenfeld also said, I don't even want to get into the underage kids, unfortunately. Says, I will, but I'm very scared. I don't blame him. The representative Bell denied the allegations. Overall thoughts and opinions. This is sad. It breaks my heart to see somebody I used to grow up as a 90s or 2000s kid. He ended up being a fucking monster and a pedo. So that's all I gotta say for now. I'm out of here. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros, and fans. As always, Talkazine community. I'll see you when I see you guys today. Have a good night, wherever at the universe out there. Same merch, channel. We have the ministry news and mod news and art news, and that's it. Peace out, Miss Alfred, ladies and mice. See you in the